Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is 12-inch PvPenis. We are currently live on YouTube. If you guys are watching this video right now, we will be also live on YouTube, so you guys should definitely head over and check that out. So this video is going to be on gear and theory crafting on ships in Infinite Galaxy. So first of all, boys, welcome to Chain Gang. Hey, if you enjoy the content, be sure to drop a like, hit that sub button, appreciate that shit a ton. And hey, let's get straight into it. So like off the rip, like a lot of people have trouble with their gear. Obviously, hey, we bought that that level 10 pack. I think they gave you a bunch of gear materials, so that was a pretty easy one for me. I think if you're spending like a very small amount of money, spending it on gear is also really nice. So the first thing you're going to want to look at when you're building gear for your ship is you're going to obviously want to get the highest levels you can, but that's relative to how much attack they give, right? So if your green kinetic weapon is giving you like 5% at level 7, but a purple at level 3 is giving you more than 5%, then going with the purple kinetic is probably the move. Okay, you also want to match your weapons up to the ship. So for example, like this ship does kinetic damage, so I want to match it up with kinetic weapons. On top of that, when I put gear to match the fleet that I'm making, I also want to match the weapons. So for example, right now I'm building cruisers because I'm running the Brontez, but I'm running those cruisers with kinetic weapons. Right, so I have a whole lineup of kinetic weapons, I have a lineup of cruisers that have kinetic weapons, and then my main ship that buffs cruisers is also running kinetics, right? So you just want to double dip as much as you possibly can. So for example, if you're running the Nemesis, which I know a lot of you guys will be running for campaign progression, you could just stack lasers on here, and then maybe you could run like an even cruiser or an odd destroyer, or something that has lasers, obviously. It's important to note that like when you first start playing, although I have a bunch of purples and blues here, like greens will obviously be your first bread and butter, especially when you're still using the Hercules, right? Because you don't just start out with the Brontez unlocked. So you're using the Hercules is going to ask you for missiles, and hey, if you want to slap on 4 missiles on there and use like frigates with missile crew, that is something that you can do viably. It's just important to note that you are going to be swapping off of the Brontez, right? This is not going to be your late game ship. You know, even if you wanted to go like hard in the paint in terms of PvE, like you're still going to be going for the Nemesis, right? So you're going to be looking for either lasers or kinetic weapons, and I think kinetics are just overall probably the most realistic, right? Because kinetics give you odd cruisers to use with the Brontez, right? So you hit level 7, you kind of have like a bread and butter ship, and then on top of that, you know, you can switch with your kinetic weapons to something like the Artemis or like another frigate ship, because even frigates use kinetics, and you want to be able to use cruisers and kinetics as your 2 options, right? So having gear that fits both of them is also pretty nice. Another thing you want to be looking at is like different like armor types that give either armor or HP. Your warships have different stats depending on what tier they are. Like different tiers, like even lower tiers might have like higher armor stats than a higher tier. Yeah, so down here we can see that the tier 5, the Falcon class frigate, is going to have more armor than the tier 6, right? And so like depending on what tier you're using and what tier weapons you're using, you're going to want to fit your armor around things that buff the best parts of your ship, right? So you want to see which warship tier you're going to be looking at before you make your gear and before you make your flagship. You kind of want to plan everything out in advance. So for example, off the rip, like I started playing this game, I knew I was going to go for the Brontez. I knew I wanted tier 7 cruisers because they had kinetic synergy, and then I planned out my account in accordance to that. Finally, if you guys are looking to get more gear, something you should be doing every day, like gear or not, is you should be doing all the exploring you can every day, and you know, picking material chests often. I'm also going to be doing a video on exploration and what you should be focusing on when you're going through the explore. And obviously you should try to get as far into campaign as you humanly can. If you guys enjoy the content, hey, be sure to drop a sub, hit that notification bell, smash that like button, leave a comment, all that good stuff. If you guys are looking to contact me off stream, the best place to find me is the Discord in the description below. If you guys are watching this right now, we are currently live, and we go live every single day at 00 UTC, or reset for some people. Have yourselves a great one, and thanks for dropping by.